We had a viewer suggest that we make a video comparing a gaming laptop setup versus a gaming mini PC setup.
And we have it right here, a full mini gaming PC setup and a gaming laptop that are around the same price point, but which one should you buy at home? We're about to find out, but first, a word from today's sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by Ugreen and their portable Nexode chargers. The Ugreen Nexode 100-watt charger is a 4-in-1 multi-port charger featuring 3 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. When connecting a single USB-C device, you can get up to 100 watts of power, which allows you to charge things like an M2 MacBook Air to 55% in less than 30 minutes. The Ugreen Nexode 65-watt charger, on the other hand, is a 3-in-1 charger featuring 2 USB-C and a singular USB-A port, which is perfect for fast charging phones, tablets, and laptops. The Ugreen Nexode 65-watt also has a power dispenser system, which reallocates power accordingly to protect and extend your device's health. Both chargers utilize a GaN chip and a foldable plug design, making them small enough to fit in the palm of your hand without sacrificing quality or power. If you're interested in learning more or in buying a Nexode charger today, check out the links in the description down below to check out Ugreen's Black Friday sales. You can save up to 50%. Big thanks again to Ugreen. Now, let's get back to that video.
All right, guys, so let's start with the laptop setup. Now, we spent around $750 on this setup, and that pricing does include some deals we've seen on these gaming laptops. More specifically, this is an MSI GF63 laptop with an RTX 4050 and 12th Gen i5 with performance and efficiency cores. We'll go ahead and open up Task Manager real quick to go over all the specs here, but with a gaming laptop, obviously you get the easy portability of having a device all-in-one that you really don't even need to plug up a mouse to if you want to, but obviously for gaming, you're gonna want a mouse. You can plug it up and just be gaming on the go and have some sort of mouse pad. And honestly, I should use the mouse instead of the trackpad. That would make things a lot easier. For the CPU, we have the i5-12450H with its 8 cores and 12 threads. Really awesome for multitasking and gaming, of course. And then in terms of RAM, we do have single channel memory, 8 gigs, DDR4 at 3200 megahertz. This is one of the downsides with these budget 4050 laptops is they do come with DDR4 memory sometimes and single channel, so we will have some sort of a bottleneck when we game when it comes to that, but it is easily upgradable if you want to do it in the future. Now in terms of SSD, we do have a Micron SSD, which is a Gen 4 512GB SSD. For the graphics, we have the Intel UHD graphics, and then of course we have the main graphics card, the RTX 4050, which is where this should have the advantage compared to our mini PC with an iGPU built in, but we're going to see that when we test it in 2 different games. We're going to play CS2, which is a very CPU-bound game, which both of these devices should have a good time at running that game. And then we're going to play Halo, which is where the 4050 should shine, but by how much, we'll find out. But we're going to go ahead and talk about the mouse pad and mouse that completes this setup. This is the SteelSeries Rival 3 wireless. We use the same mouse for both setups. It's a wireless mouse, pretty affordable. It claims 1-year battery life, but I don't really know about that one. What do you think about that, Jonah? 1-year battery life? Maybe. It says 400 hours, so I guess if you game a little over an hour a day, you should be fine, but be sure to turn this thing off. But yeah, very solid wireless mouse that just works with Bluetooth or a little dongle you can plug into the laptop. And then we just have a traditional desk pad right here. So really, you could use this laptop on the go, come home, plug it up, game off the monitor on the laptop, which for some people is a little bit small, but you could also get a monitor in the future. But to keep things somewhat equal, we went with this and the mouse pad and the mouse. And for $750, I think we have a very capable gaming setup. Now let's talk about this mini PC setup, which is actually pretty cool.
Now on to the mini PC setup, which we spent a little less on, $697 total. So as you can see, this is a really clean looking gaming setup, and you're probably wondering where the heck is the actual PC at? Well, I have it VESA mounted on the back of this monitor, which I'll show you guys in just a second, but I was going for basically as clean as you could get it, because let's be real, laptop setup, guys, is really clean. I mean, especially when you have a wireless mouse, there's literally no cables. So my thought process was, how can we make this as portable as possible and as clean as possible? So VESA mounting the actual PC helps out a lot, and I did kind of cable manage it already, so I'm not gonna move it too much, but basically, you just have like this quick adapter plate that is kind of off to the side of the VESA, and then you have some screws so you can just quickly mount it. This is the MinisForum UM773 Lite. Now, I did get kind of like an upgraded version. I got the 32 gigs of DDR5 dual channel RAM, a 1TB Gen 4 SSD, and then what makes this thing really cool is I also got it with the AMD Ryzen 7 7735HS, which is an 8-core 16-threaded APU. And one thing I'm excited about is the Ryzen 7 7735HS is an 8-core 16-thread that boosts up to 4.75 gigahertz, and it has some really awesome graphics built in based on the RDNA 2 architecture, the AMD Radeon 680M, which has a graphics core count of 12 and a graphic frequency of 2200 megahertz. I did also buy a sound bar, which it's literally just like a really cheap, it's a Lenrue computer speaker. It's the G11. Has a bunch of RGB on it. Has like a really big knob here for changing the volume, and then that's like a capacitive touch that barely works to be able to change the RGB. But we are only going to be testing these speakers versus the laptop speakers to keep it cheap. So for the keyboard, we have the Redragon K671. This is a red switch keyboard that actually has true mechanical switches. It's kind of like that faux RGB where it's basically just individual LEDs. So yes, you can change the modes and everything and the brightness, but we're not going to be able to actually get like a really cool fluid wave out of this, which kind of sucks. But I mean, it was only like a $30 keyboard, and it is kind of name brand. I mean, Redragon's pretty up there. And then for the mouse, of course, we got the same exact thing as the laptop. We got the Rival 3 wireless because it was just a pretty good deal. You can usually score these between $30 and $50. They do have that really long battery life. They're Bluetooth, or you can use the 2.4 gigahertz dongle, and they just look pretty clean. They're pretty lightweight too. I mean, overall, I think it's a really awesome mouse. It even has like a different textured mouse button so that you don't really have your fingers like sliding around when you get that gamer sweat going. All right, and then for the mouse pad, this is the Blueblood Dragon XXL mouse pad that was about $21 on Amazon. I honestly just wanted to switch it up. We do a lot of these roundups where we use like that mouse pad right there a lot, and many other similar ones that are just really clean, no minimalistic. I kind of wanted just to go crazy for this one, and it is really big. I will give it that. For $21, I mean, this is a really good size mouse pad. It's got the stitched edging, fairly thick too. It doesn't seem like it'd wear out super fast. And yeah, if this is your thing, like the really fancy design, then definitely check the links in the description down below. And lastly, guys, we got the monitor. This is a CRUA 27-inch curved, apparently 180 hertz monitor, which it advertises that it's supposed to be 165. And somehow they just have 180. I don't know if we're gonna break it with that. Maybe we're overclocking the refresh rate. This thing looks really good, and this thing is so cheap. I mean, these you can get between $120 and $150 depending on how the sales are, and they're VESA mountable. They have a decent stand from the factory, and it's just a really clean looking monitor that I'm excited to see what it looks like in gaming. It's obviously gonna be a lot more screen real estate than that little laptop, but of course, you could always hook up a monitor to the laptop. I just, like I said, want to keep these as clean and minimalistic as possible. So just to show you guys the specs of that mini PC, we have the Ryzen 7 7735HS, which is an APU that's 8-core 16-thread, base speed of 3.2 gigahertz, and look at what we're running at right now. Yeah, this thing can really boost up. Now we do have 32 gigs of DDR5, and we are using dual channel, which is a big advantage over the laptop. Not only do we have DDR5, but we also have dual channel, and we got a lot more capacity. We have a 1 terabyte NVMe Gen 4 Kingston drive, which is cool that they actually use name brand drives over at MinisForum. And then for the graphics card, it's kind of generic in Windows for some reason, but this should be the AMD Radeon 680M. I mean, it does have 2 gigs of dedicated GPU memory, which more than likely the APU wouldn't have that. So I really don't know how good this APU is gonna be. I couldn't find a whole lot of videos or info on it, so I'm hoping it somewhat competes with the 4050, but I think the 4050 is gonna be a lot better. So hopefully this Ryzen APU really keeps up in this game. So now that we have talked about both setups, it is time to test them. We're gonna put them to the test. We're gonna play CS and we're gonna play Halo, and we're gonna see how they do. All right, guys, we're playing some Halo Infinite on our mini PC setup, and I am running pretty much like low settings because the 680M, you know, it's not an amazing card. It's just a little bit better than like a standard, you know, integrated graphics, I'd say.
Yeah, I think comparisons people did online is it's kind of close to that 1050 Ti level, but not all the way there.
God, I suck. I'm not ready. Ah! 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 Yeah, we're playing the throwback like Halo 3 style maps mode and Mountain Dew, of course. Not really sure what the relation is between Halo 3 and Mountain Dew. This is just like a dream combo or something?
It's a dream combo. Only gamers drink Mountain Dew and play Halo.
Man, I don't know what's going on. No, I don't know what's happening to me, guys. You know, we're not really utilizing our higher refresh rate monitor with a setup like this. I definitely should have spent like a little bit more on the mini PC, but you know, live and learn. It's definitely a fun try. And I definitely did want to try out this mini PC, just seeing as how cheap it was.
It'd be interesting to see what the comparison is in a game like CS, which isn't as demanding. Halo is definitely worst case scenario, like AAA title, trying to get a really playable experience, and for some people this would be playable if you had this mini PC, but it's still going to be a bit of a stretch for lower settings.
These enemies are insane, man. Go down 72% render scale. Let's see. Ooh, that feels a lot smoother.
Yeah.
I kind of miss having that. I can see my FPS, but I don't know how bad. I feel like the response time is really what's kind of bad here. know why I tried to melee from that far. Ooh, can I get? No? Okay. Ooh, spanker. Don't touch my spanker! Okay, you can freaking have it. I feel so inferior right now with my low frame rates. It's kind of like whenever someone buys a 4K monitor for like a kind of cheaper computer, you know, and we're just like, why'd you do that?
It's like, why'd you do that?
That's how I feel right now. I'm just gonna be honest, that wasn't a good game. But, you know, on the flip side, the PC itself, I'm hoping CS runs a lot better, so we can at least say this thing's great for AAA titles. Let's give it a go. All right, guys, we are playing CS2, not CSGO, CS2. And we are currently on pretty much like low settings. Let me kill someone right quick. Let me kill someone right quick, and I'll show you all them settings.
Kill or be killed, that's the question.
I'm ready to flick on someone. I'm ready to go ping ping. Yo!
Ryzen!
Let me shoot. So we are currently on low settings. We're running performance super resolution.
So getting a little bit of performance uplift.
Little boost. And it definitely doesn't look good.
No.
Definitely looks grainy.
And the bot.
I hate this game, man.
CS2.
It's just like you feel like you're getting headshots, but you never are, you know? It's about false hope and dreams going down the toilet. I will say it too, the soundbar is not doing it justice where these shots are coming from. Like every time I feel like I'm close to the shots, they're just, ow.
Just remember, guys, when you're gonna game competitively, you need headphones. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Dandy, bot officer.
Let's go. Oh.
Oh no, that was a real playa. I'm coming for you. Oh. Whoa, whoa, rascal, you were behind me?
Example number 1000 of why you should wear headphones.
Bink. It's a big gambling game of which way did the sounds just come from. Oh god. Is there a guy up there just knifing everyone? No, no, rascal, get away. Oh god. Oh god.
Get him. Yeah!
Oh, where could he be? Oh, that was him. Mr. Little Rascal. That was the mini PC setup, guys, and you know, honestly, the setup itself really nice. The PC is nice, but I do wish I'd spent, I think for an extra $50, I could have gotten like a decent amount better GPU. So I definitely should have done that. So for future reference, if I do this again, 680M, okay for very light gaming.
So let's move on to the laptop right here and see what it can do. All right, guys, we're loading into Halo, slowly but surely. We're on this laptop, and I will say one thing to discredit this laptop. Even though I think the performance is going to be better, the updates and everything just takes a long time. I really think it's the single channel 8 gigs of memory that's holding us back. Upgrading this thing would help tremendously, but out of the gate, this is what you get for the money. We'll see what kind of FPS we end up getting though once we get in game here, but I'd imagine it's going to be a decent amount better. But the real argument is for a mini PC, especially one with a newer 7000 series CPU, would be better for workload tasks like video editing, live streaming, and content creation, stuff like that. We'll do some Cinebench testing after that to compare, but we'll know here in just a minute what kind of performance we have in terms of gaming. And right now we're connecting to the server. Let's get going. Caw like an eagle.
So much smoother.
Hey, Spanker! Yeah, performance is pretty good. Not too bad on the laptop. I will say, spending the extra money to get a screen that is not the laptop screen will make this a better gaming experience overall. Ah! Oh, and he had a spanker now too, nice. More than playable, it just took a while to get here, especially with driver updates and such. Ugh. Yeah, buddy. Leave me alone. Oh, and they wow. You know, I talked about that game was gonna be 10 minutes. I think it only ended up being like 7. Not even that, we were waiting a long time. But hey, it performs pretty good. We're gonna try CS2 and see what kind of performance we get as well. And then we're gonna compare the CPUs directly to see if the i5-12450 is better than the Ryzen 7 or vice versa. And then we'll wrap this video up real quick. Morale is at an all-time low, ladies and gentlemen. Morale is at an all-time low. We're getting ready to dive into CS2 on Inferno. For some reason, it's really warm in here. I think it's because it's like, what, like 50-something degrees outside, and we have our heat on, 50, 60 degrees out with the heat on. What is happening? I'm definitely mid-game here, but these are the settings we're currently running. We are at good old 1080p, and we're on a custom preset, which is like medium-high. It defaulted to that, and we're getting 90 to 100 FPS. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I think it's definitely fair to say in terms of the gaming performance, this thing is definitely better. But is that Ryzen 7 CPU good for other things? We'll find out here shortly. But we just gotta get some op kills, you know, have a good old time. Oh, it's like really weird FPS drops though between cutscenes. Not really sure if that's a power profile issue, driver issue, or what. We do have the latest driver now, so. Or it's just CS2 being CS2. Oh, I ran out of ammo. Oh. One more life and we're calling it. I'm gonna knife this guy. I'm gonna knife this guy. Yeah, buddy. And we're dead. I think for gaming performance, it's pretty clear that this is definitely the better option. But what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna go ahead and run Cinebench on both these devices, and we'll see what the CPU power is. And then from there, we'll kind of just come to our conclusion and just decide which option you go with, and depending on your use cases, which one is better for you. So let's dive right into it.
So we decided to compare the Ryzen APU versus the Intel CPU to see what results we got in Cinebench, and they're actually pretty surprising.
Yeah, very big difference with the Ryzen 7 7735HS, which is a mouthful still, getting 5,071, and that i5 12450H getting 3,384, which is a really big difference, and does go to show if you are going down the route of getting something for work, content creation, or just multi-threaded tasks, getting a mini PC and a monitor might be a better option for you. But if you're someone who wants to get into gaming primarily and you don't need that much CPU horsepower, maybe going the gaming laptop route would be a good option.
But of course, at the end of the day, it's really about ergonomics. Whether you want a laptop that you're gonna be using on the go, or if you're not really on the go ever, then there's no reason to buy a laptop. Honestly, they can be a waste of money if you're not moving around a lot, and that's where something like a mini PC or just a traditional gaming PC could really shine.
So let us know what you think of this battle in the comment section down below. Which one would you choose? And if you guys want to put together any of the setups that we put together here, check those links in the description down below. They will be affiliate links and they will help us out.
So as always, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other two YouTube channels and also our twitch.tv/toastybros. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.
Both of these setups will be available at PCBros.tech, so if you're looking for a laptop or a full gaming setup, we got you covered.
And if you want a full custom gaming PC, we got you covered as well. And use code DOOGADOOGADOO. So you can save 5% on a PC today and not mess up like I did with code SAVE5 up until the end of Black Friday. It's been a long day, guys. It is very hot in this room. I don't know what's going on.
It reminds me of the first office ever.
Buy a PC today so we can get better air conditioning. See you guys later. Goodbye.